The fry is a beautiful thing, and when it's done right, it should have a super fluffy interior with a beautiful crispy exterior. It's hard to beat that side of fries you get from your favorite fast food spot, but getting restaurant quality fries at home is possible. And we're gonna be honest, this recipe almost broke me. It's a labor of love, but if you follow these tips and tricks, you can get the crispiest French fries at home. The trick to restaurant quality fries is the 3-cook method, which means we're gonna boil, fry, and then fry again. We know it's a lot of effort, but if you look at the 1 fry versus double fry versus the 3-cook method, you can see in here you're just getting a better fry. There's a few tools you're gonna need: a deep pot, a spider, a colander, a thermometer, a drying rack, paper towels, and a bowl for tossing. One of the most important steps when it comes to fries is your potato prep. We're using russet potatoes because they're high in starch and low in moisture, and moisture is our enemy. Waxy potatoes have too much moisture, so they get creamy on the inside, but never super crispy on the outside. If you can find them, we like using jumbo russets to get that classic long fry. We're gonna peel our potatoes, and then I like to trim a thin slice off the bottom to create a flat, stable base to then cut 1/4-inch slices. Then we're gonna cut those slices into batons. This next step you cannot skip. Soak your potatoes in cold water for at least 30 minutes. This is gonna remove excess starch and sugars, which will not only make the fries crispier, but will prevent them from browning too fast in the oil. You can see this water, it's getting super cloudy. That's all the potato starch coming off, and that's what we want. We saw a huge difference when we skipped this step during testing. Once soaked, we'll rinse them off in cold water for one last chance to remove any lingering starch. And now we're ready for our first cook, the parboil. Boiling the potatoes a little bit is gonna ensure the fries don't have a raw center, and it's gonna rough up the edges so they have a thicker, crispier crust. Add just enough cold water to cover them by at least 2 inches. And here's our secret: add vinegar and baking soda. Just a little vinegar is gonna help the fries hold their shape and keep it from browning too fast when fried. When we boiled without vinegar, the fries just broke apart. You'll need 1.5 tablespoons of vinegar per 8 cups of water. We found that too much vinegar made the fries tough and not fluffy. Adding baking soda gently roughens up the outside of the potato to give you that extra crunchy shell. And last, add a generous amount of salt and stir. We're gonna bring the water to a boil and then cook the potatoes for 1 to 2 minutes just until they are tender. Keep an eye on them because they can overcook fast. Then we're gonna strain the potatoes into a colander and put that colander back on top of the pot to let that residual heat evaporate the rest of the moisture on the potatoes, because remember, moisture is the enemy. We're gonna let it sit for 10 minutes. Next, we're gonna transfer them to a paper towel lined rack, let them cool to room temperature, and pat them dry with more paper towels. Whatever you do, do not rush this part. This is the most important part of the recipe. These potatoes need to sit at room temperature for at least an hour, or until they look matte, not glossy, and feel dry to the touch with a slightly tacky surface. If you rush this part and leave moisture in the potato, your crispy fry is doomed. Trust us, it took us a lot of fails to figure this out. Now we're ready for the first fry. We tested with canola oil, beef tallow, and peanut oil. Canola is the most neutral and predictable. It fries clean, browns evenly, and doesn't add any extra flavor, so the potato really shines. Beef tallow gives a deep, savory crunch. It's extremely stable at high heat, so the fries stay crisp longer, but it had a noticeably beefy taste, and it's pretty pricey. Peanut oil gives you the crispiest result and adds a little richness without being domineering, making it our overall favorite. For our first fry, we want to go low and slow, so heat your peanut oil to anywhere between 300 and 325 degrees Fahrenheit. Then add your fries in batches and cook for 4 to 6 minutes until they're pale in color and crispy. We want to make sure we don't overcrowd the pot, and it's important to allow the oil to come back up to temp each time you add new fries. Once they're ready, we're going to transfer them to a wire rack set over a baking sheet. And we know this is annoying, we hear you, but don't skip it. Let the fries rest again at room temperature for at least 30 minutes or up to 2 hours to really allow that crust to set. And while they set, we're gonna turn the heat up on the oil until it reaches 375 degrees. And then we're ready for our final fry. This time, they're only gonna go back in for 1 to 2 minutes until they become golden brown and crisp. They're already cooked through, so we're really just trying to get that extra crispy crunch. Place the fries in a paper towel lined bowl and season immediately with salt. Then toss. And now you have the crispiest restaurant quality fries at home. Hopefully you're feeling pretty accomplished right now, and just listen to that. You can find this recipe and many others at tasty.co. And while this wasn't fast, we can guarantee time fries when you're having fun.